The Deep Talk with Mr. Henry.
So, when you come back now, what vision do you have in your mind? What
So
name do you begin with?
so I come back. Of course, at that point, no one is thinking of a name.
Just
Ebyuma
oyagala.
bizze tugenda kukola tune. By then era nali mbeera Muswangari. No, Muswangari on Salama Road. Kati, we made a plan with Vampos. Let's get a bigger house that has a garage to take a muchi studio.
That's how all of us start.
Yeah.
Fune nyumba nene ngeri mu garage. Yes.
In fact, for those of you that follow me, there's like a video before we entered the garage. The equipment is in my room. I think I was doing a track for Babaluku. And those days you couldn't tell me anything. I felt like
You're the baddest.
I'm the king of the world. I was
Yes.
so happy. I'm recording
That's when you most felt
songs.
alive.
Yeah, doing songs with my friends to call music. I think I also did a song for radio, Dagala, in my bedroom.
The original Dagala.
Yes.
Dagala mpulira,
Yes.
Dagala mpuno
Yes.
tulo.
Yes, that
Yo.
version. Radio and Weasel. In my bedroom. Era nzijukira nga mozaga chali wange tugenda kubaba akabi mu nseno chali wange tugenda kunoonya ng'oli busy bana
He used to tell you
emoze.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we were just doing music, but because gye twali tubeera nga ye Muswangari, if I remember correctly, I think it is Steve Jean that came up with that name, Swangz Avenue.
For real?
Yeah. Vampos will have to correct me. But I remember there's a time nga tukuba lwali awo nti kati nga omuntu wanayogera Bugos oba bichi Swangz Avenue. So even when we moved to Muyenga, when I had partnered with Julius, the name stuck because whenever people would be coming to the studio to record, tugenda ku Swangz. Swangz Avenue, Yeah, and
that's how Swangz Avenue is born.
Yeah.
How do you meet Julius now?
How do I meet
And
Julius?
how do you partner?
So remember I told you twagendanga nnyawe wa Viboyo ku sound room. Julius naye yajja buli simanyi muntu back in those days ata hanging out nnyawe ku sound room because it's the place you would go to
That
get
was for
music.
Viboyo, yeah.
Get music. Kati Julius yajjangawo kukola mix because yalina dance group.
Yeah.
Julius was a dancer.
For real?
Yali muzinyi. Mwe mulooza mwe bazinyi. Julius yali muzinyi.
Yes.
So of course ng'abeerawo.
Zino ze baali bayita mega mixes.
Era nga bane oba omusanzeewo ebintu bye tebiggwa mu cool edit.
Yes.
But does cool edit still exist?
I do not know. You guys, producers, you have to let us know, but I don't think.
So yeah, but then jukira ye yali yatandika dda Buzz magazines.
Yes.
mu masomero kati nga tuwa nnyo obuvulu. So already ye yali business minded nga and he was very passionate about music. Kati nga era omulaba nga ali involved ne ku Benon twa interacting nga nnyo because
to come,
they did a lot of projects with Steve. Kati nga Coca-Cola show yaleta aba Blue 3.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's this one time I get invited to do a bid for a certain NGO. But by then Fetulimbia Vibe, I don't have a registered company. It's bank account enyenya kwegamba paperwork nga mu kifu. So of course of course I ran to Julius nga mubi nnyo mubi proposal biki ataddemu sente buwanana bwe sente kwe nagula n'emmotoka yange yasooka.
For real?
Yeah. So yeah, we won that bid. And to me, I think that was the beginning of the partnership, because he could tell that, you know, much as I was doing a lot of hits those days, kucha business. So there's a time we had an interaction and he was asking me all these difficult questions. What's your plan? What's your business sustainability plan?
Business sustainability. What do you mean?
So yeah, he proposed, you know what, let's partner. I can get clients. Because my biggest challenge back then, like, I only wanted to work with people that I enjoyed to work with. Ngabainamu, bazizi, bamozeba. You know, my friends, Vampos. But then there are people now who would start coming, they had the money. So Julius was like, you know what? We can make money. I can get in business and we do ads. Nenga obulango bwali bwantama. Njukira nali mbukola ku Benon. Kumbe yali training.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, yeah, let's do ads, and that brings in money. So that tetuba kubunkenke we have to get money from artists, and then we only work with who we want to work with, and then later on operate as a record label.
That was on plan from day one.
Yes. So yeah, we partnered 50-50, moved to Muyenga, which was also a challenge, me moving away from Muswangari, Osegera, to Muyenga, ngandaba wa bei, toja kusanga midara ja chapati.
I know.
You buy all things from supermarkets, not...
This is what I'm thinking, because now Muswangari, that's when you had done the Hey Mr. DJ, all those projects that it's deeply rooted within you. And then we have a habit of people saying, bochusa nawe ugenda gwa. Did you ever face that? Did you ever feel scared partnering with somebody?
Of course. I think one of the biggest hindrances for creatives, is that we love our art so much, and we feel like a partner is going to take away that thing that, you know, era ekyo kitu kotogedde nnyo ng'abayiiya, because we are not business minded. Yet there's a lot more we can achieve through partnerships. I don't know of any successful musician out there, artist, creative, that has succeeded individually without partnerships or collaboration.
I keep telling people, even big businesses, it has to be partnerships.
But
the fear.
Please invite me again and we just talk about business, partnerships, collaborations,
mergers, everything.
People skills. And, you know, building companies.
Oh, yes.
Ate Uganda tulina kino ekintu omuntu ayagala abeere mu company paka kuwulira bubi. The goal is to build to sell and exit. Go do other things.
Say that again. The goal is to build, sell, exit, start something else.
Yeah, go do other things. But Elon Musk
But
bonna balina
you
birala
know
gye
how hard that is,
batandikiramu.
because you see now that when you build something, it becomes like your child. So letting go of that child sometimes is emotional. And the fear of the unknown.
Okyabeera wa taatawo?
No.
So kakati imagine senga yagamba tolina gy'olaga, you know. So you have to build all these things, let them grow, because otuka time nga tewali kipya ky'ogenda gattako. Ositegeera olina okuleka kati ba young blood bakikwatemu oba bakikube ekigo bakikube, but then they will learn, you know. Of course you build systems, you know. Of course I've digressed naye kiri important nnyo ky'okutteko ngaba artists to man partnerships are very, very important. Era for me, hadn't I partnered with Julius, I don't think we'd be having this conversation. Probably I would be out there, you know, disgruntled.
I had questions. You see, okay, the fear comes in now. You've moved to Mienga. The roots that are deeply rooted in you, or let's say okati olimu environment impia, then you're dealing with okay, he's not a stranger, but then he's not your best friend then. No. And you're starting,
and we are very different.
You're different people. How do you go by first moments is partnership?
No, so what made the partnership very easy is the vision was the same. Much as we are different individuals, we both love music. So wesanganga ebintu bye tulowooza almost byebimu oba like our relationship is really difficult to explain, because you find that he can send me a demo nemugamba kano Winnie ajja kabalula ng'already yakaweereza dda ne Winnie osegera oba I send him something let's do ABCD nga, of course, but most times you don't even preempt each other. You get what I mean? So you find that actually that made the partnership easy, because the vision and the goal zezimu, and we also realized much early that okay, this thing is bigger than us. So buli choy omanyi olusi, another thing that makes the partnership difficult is you feeling like you're doing a lot more than I'm doing.
The other person,
Nadala, when the money starts coming in,
I feel like
hey mwana ebigoma nze mbikuba ono guy mwana atula butuuzi mu boardroom na osegera wabeerawo buzibu. But once you overcome that and you're able to appreciate the other's value, what they bring to the table and what you bring to the table, like chekola bwekozi, you don't even have to discuss it.
You've been in a situation where you feel like maybe you need to quit, where you feel like the partnership will put me?
Nah.
Has it ever happened where you feel like I left US with my own computer, I can leave you and start another, you know, Mungas Avenue?
Never. Like I said, it reached a point where it felt, oh, this thing is bigger than me, it's bigger than him, it's, you know, tuchikube. And then I think as an entrepreneur, we took a point where now you want to change people's lives, you know, and, you know, that becomes your drive. You're like, this girl is very talented. Let's facilitate her dream. They know about the changes in this person's life. The conversations begin to change. nja kugulayo motoka ndala nensumbuwamu
Yajjanga
ngoba asokera mu bathroom kulongoosa kagatto.
I know. Now there.
Kati you become addicted to that, and that drives you. So,
but I know, of course, disputes arise. I'm asking this for the benefit of people that have fear of working with other people, much as it's on paper.
Yes.
So when disputes arise between the two partners in a business, how do you handle them?
Conversations. Well, thank God, and I'm being genuinely honest with you.
Yes.
We've never had like, oh, I have a dispute with you. What you was about it, right? Because first of all, there's mutual respect between us. If I say there's something I'm going to do, I'll do it, because first, I don't want to disappoint my partner, but most importantly, I don't want to disappoint the business. Because if I don't do that one thing that is seated with me, probably it will affect a lot of people that I work with. And then it will be a trickle-down effect. Probably they won't be able to pay their rent, or their kids won't, or segera. So we are very responsible individuals. Yeah, but then, like, it's not difficult to have those kind of conversations. Because in the beginning, like, we're not giving ourselves salaries. And then we're like, so sometimes those conversations can be difficult for people.
Yes.
Yeah, even you see this with the people that you work with, or that I work with. Sometimes they don't want to bring up money conversations. Okay, or those conversations. But I think if you're in an environment where you are not comfortable to speak about certain things, then the frustrations will build up, and then before you know it, the relationship will die out because you are not able to have those tough conversations.
You start the record label along the run. What are some of the biggest challenges that you would say the say Swangz Avenue transitioning from just a studio to now operating a record label and supporting other people's dreams?
Yeah, it's the people, because abantu fena tuli banjawulo, ebigendererwa byanjawulo, byetwagala byanjawulo, oba bikyuka after some time. Like tuyinza okugamba nti omanyi tulina plan bweti ne bweti tugenda Jinja, and then along the way maybe someone wants to go to oba kukoma bweyogerere oba ye ayagala genda ggulu, so ebyo bibaamu ate in the beginning we would invest not just financially but emotionally, which is a wrong thing, but it's difficult in our line of work not to be attached emotionally to because I feel like music inengeri yakikuteekamu kugamba nawe olina okuba number one fan w'omuntu guno gw'ogenda okuteekamu not just money but time, and so you find yourself attached. So when things don't go
as planned,
chikumenya nnyo omutima nnyo. It's different from ng'omukozi wanaagamba nti ngenda. But of course with time and experience you learn how to deal with that.
With the artists you've had from the beginning of the avenue up until now, who are some of those artists maybe that left? Me as Benon.
I won't lie. Irene Tale
Irene
yatuluma nnyo. Because she's very, very talented. Yeah. I believe she still is one of the most talented Ugandan female artists. Yeah.
Why didn't you fight for her stay then?
No, I think, okay, part of waki kyali kyaluma, because nengenda yete oyinza oba obutakikiriza, but wentandika okugamba yagenda because ABCD, I would be speculating. Because honestly, I don't know why.
Even up to now, you don't know why.
I don't know. We've never had a conversation. Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool. That's life. But yeah, I wish things played out different. Because it's okay for people to leave. You know, like I said, plans change, things change. You know,
as a business, what lessons did you learn from such a mistake? Because after that,
I wouldn't call it a mistake, but it's such a situation.
A situation, yeah. Okay. Because you've not had so many people leave.
Yeah.
After that, have you had anyone leave?
Yeah, so many. Many.
I know Ntale. I don't know if Zulanda was there.
Yes, Zulanda was one of our artists.
Yeah, Anyo Mulala.
Black Skin. Even Rabadaba.
You had signed him.
Yeah, but for a very short time. But you know,
is that where you get the decision of not signing artists that are already established?
Not really. It's because when an artist is already established, you know, they've built their house already. So it's, you know, unless they are willing to break some walls, you know, because what are you going to contribute? What you know,
they've already established. Unless they are willing to be born again. Which is hard.
It's more fun building from the ground up. And we've been approached by a lot of established artists. However, because now the business has grown, and you know, there are certain things now we can offer, because you don't want a partnership where you feel like you're not adding value to that someone. But now we're in a position whereby we can put a lot of value to already an established artist.
So many people have tried to operate labels in Ghana. Why do you think it is difficult to operate a label in a setting like Uganda? Rachi chizibu muko.
Well, I can't speak for a lot of people, but the challenges are, you know, you're really making a big sacrifice. You're
financially, emotionally, in terms of time, resources,
so
everything.
It's always very important to remind these people the vision and the goal nti omanyisha liwange tugenda jinja, and it's gonna take a while. Esinga kuleta obuzibu abasinga they want it right away, but this thing takes time, you know. It can take 5 years, 10 years. So the people that are not willing to put in the time, kati nawe gwabera assigninze nga n'otunda ekirooto ekitali realistic, awo watera okuva obuzibu. You get what I mean?
I hear you, 100%.
So sometimes people can sell you the wrong dream, and not really the wrong dream, but give you the wrong expectations, and that can bring a lot of frustrations along the way.
As we conclude, when you see now what you've accomplished, tujirabye bulungi from boy eyali akuba Fruity Loops, eyali repairing our computers to good enough. Benon, starting a studio partnership. Now Swangz Avenue. Do you feel proud to see where Swangz Avenue is and what next now? What's the plan?
Of course, I am super grateful.
Yes.
Because I don't take this stuff for granted. Toso akuveri no gamba magezi gange. I know a lot of people that are smarter than me, that are more hardworking than me. So it's God's favor. Ye kutekayo kitegera.
Yeah.
So I am grateful and proud that there's a lot that we've achieved.
Yep.
17 years running a business. You've never defaulted on salaries, paid rent, and there's progress, so that I'm grateful and happy. What next? What next is even very scary. In a couple of months, we are opening Swangz Tanzania. and other 4 African countries, because we believe we have the infrastructure.
It's still going to be the same business model?
Yes.
Artists, events, everything?
Yes. Already the event side of the business is doing well in Tanzania and Ghana. Plus also we have a creative agency based in Kenya. That's doing well. So there's a lot of partnerships happening.
There's been a lot of scaling.
Yes.
Thanks to that computer on the airport.
Yes. And the partnership.
And the partnership, most importantly, yes.
Yeah, but also, venturing into other things that will be letting in time. But that's the dream.
I hope you who is watching this, you really pick a leaf. You learn a lesson, and most importantly, don't fear to make partnerships. It's very important. Final question. All this, the success has now happened. I think when you sleep, besides the demons you fight with of scaling and everything, at least oli musanyu mfumuko omukyala yetu mulabaddi. Because now what reason do you have for telling us that I have a better half now? This is the woman I want to move with.
And I'll be very honest with you, and I love the talk. I think that's the sacrifice when this is a very touchy subject.
Please.
Like I've explained, when you're starting up business, you're dedicated. I was never good at balancing my social life. I was only concentrating on the business. And it's so sad that along the way, I lost people that, until now, the older me, when you look back, naye omuntu ono yali anjagala. Yeah, yali anjagala naye nze, I was,
business.
Yeah, that side of me, I was myopic, so I believe that's the price I've paid for the success. It has become very difficult for me to, not impossible, but I will honestly tell you, it's a challenge on my side, meeting someone and settling down. No, now I have the time because those days first it was a one-man army, then a two-man
partnership.
Yes.
Now there are systems in place.
Yes, there are systems. So I have the time, but it's yeah, ate nalina mu kino because coming from a background where there was some financial hardships, kati nga anze ebintu kansoke nkole sente, and then that's when I'll start focusing on a family. That's a wrong approach. Yeah, because when you you've built a house, yeah, and then you become so comfortable. Kati nga ddala you start weighing ng'olaba waliwo ekitagatta bulungi nti okay.
But you're open to marriage at some point in life.
I would love to have kids, man. I think I'd be one.
And you know, the older you grow, they say sometimes it becomes difficult.
Yeah. I believe in family, and I believe ng'omusajja omukyala akwongera akugattako kinene nnyo. I remember back in because Julius got married in 2013.
Yes.
Mwana waliwo obugamba omanyi omusajja oyo mugezigezi ate yagamba, yeah, I'm close to making my first $1 million, but all the books I've read of rich people, bagamba kizibu nnyo okukikola nga tolina mukyala.
True.
So he got married. Era yateranga nnyo okungamba naye oli kukimanyi. You need to, but it's something that I don't want to just tick the box, and because I've been there. I've been in a couple of relationships, and sometimes it's better to be alone and happy than being in a relationship with where you even feel you're lonely. And
the children part now, because God forbid Benon,
yeah,
God forbid.
Yeah, but it's
express.
Trust me, it.
Aren't you worried that ani agenda otwala bino? My
mind. Why are we so obsessed with ani agenda okutwala kino?
Okay,
then obeera living
a bloodline.
I know, but what to do? Chiba chigenze.
Yeah.
That's life. I'm still grateful. I'm still happy. I'm honored, to be in the position that I'm in.
For some people, changing and okulambulamu waliwo ebintu byogattako then waliwo nebyojjako. When I see you, someone who has been a producer, a business person, I'm really intrigued to know obudde buno kati Benon ali ku kiki kyakola, emirimu gy'okola.
Okay, officially, I am the productions director at Swangz Avenue.
Yes.
Which means I oversee and supervise the production team.
Yes.
So mainly, I direct commercials.
Okay.
Most of the commercials that come our way. Those. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention brands.
Brand tuzireke, but obulango kale tukitegeera.
Producing obulango. For those that follow us, yes. you can go to our pages and you get a bit of behind the scenes. But I direct. I also in 2020 I wrote and directed my first short film.
Oh yeah.
Called Rolex. It's available on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So I'm fascinated with film. I love film, and partly because it's very difficult to do, but the reward, seeing the final product, it's,
Yes.
And also it's very collaborative. You can do as a musician or a producer.
Yes.
I can actually produce an album by myself in my own room, but a film, you need someone on the camera, you need actors, you need wardrobe, you need
script, everything.
So every time that we are working on a production, that you're gonna, yes, it's difficult, but imagine the banter behind the camera, then the interaction with the talent.
Yes.
Man, binyuma nnyo. Yeah, so that's what I do. I also head the label side You know, not exactly managing the artists, but managing the managers
of the artist and the entire label.
You know, making sure that tusigala kumulamwa, the artists are good. You know, with that the strategies that we set out for them are being followed. I'm also into events, managing people. Basically, I'm now in a role. It's a bit of a leadership role where you are heading departments and, you know, making things happen.
Strategy, everything. And you're doing well at it. Thank you. We recently had the Zzina Awards. We really looked within the people we have, and we thought it would be honorable for us to reward you for no. A legend is not age. A legend is the legacy. And for some of you that are going to be watching the documentary, some of you that watched it already, we really thought and felt like if we do not reward you, then when?
During the mid and late 2000s, in the heart of Uganda's music revolution, at a time when technology like AI, social media platforms like TikTok were beyond anyone's imagination, he emerged as a force of innovation and creativity.
A music icon. He's someone, and I'm happy that you guys are honoring him. He deserves his flowers.
Big Bear, I think it was Big Bear.
Who has done a lot for the music industry.
He's
just a legend of about 360 of the industry. Yeah, legend who have and everything, yeah.
The things he's done, he's touched, you know, he's mentored people, he's mentored producers, mentored musicians.
So he's more than deserving.
Yeah, so I think he deserves it, right? If it's time to give him flowers, we better do it right now.
He's a very funny man.
A visionary whose fingerprints are etched on the very fabric of Uganda's music industry. Tonight, we honor a man whose journey from the recording booth to the boardroom has inspired numbers in the entertainment industry. The legendary Benon Mugumbya. From his early days at Namasagali College, then as an artist, to becoming a pillar of the industry, his journey has shaped the sound of generations.
I mean, his bed is next to mine. We were Maria in the same dormitory. So that's how we got to meet up from school and brought everything to the city.
From there, that's when we started conversation. I take a performances and they come. They come to be
So I usually have Benon, Michael Ross, Nze, Tonic C. That was like the urban group. The industry didn't have too much earpins, baggy shirts, boots, Timberlands. Ngabazade tebachikiriza. Kati bakamira we babikola ngene generation ejja muli bayaye temusobola bikola kati fe twalina wave yaleta urbanity. Even if you listen to their music, it's like the first music that had some English in it. Let's sound like Nigerian kind of thing. I'll stamp it up for Benon.
It all began with a dream and a passion for music as one half of the iconic duo Benon and Bumpos.
But from the time we do that, he does the everyone falls in love sometimes and then yeah, basically that was us doing freestyles and all.
Benon took Uganda by storm with chart-topping hits like I Know, Nsazewo, Mumulete. Their unique blend of reggae and dancehall fused with Afrobeat made them household names, inspiring a new wave and generation of Ugandan artists.
Nze nkola shows mu masomero, promoting abayimbi through my magazine and everything. So nga chali wange nga ngomuyimbi go business. Then we started to connect. He became a producer, and when I started listening to his level of production, I don't think I'd had anyone produce that kind of sound locally. Like I'd never had anything like that, so I got fascinated.
This new wave and generation of artists included the likes of Radio and Weasel, GNL Zamba, Aziza Zion, Rubber Dubber, among others that were at the center of hit songs like Mr. DJ. Benon saw the potential to create more than just music.
When you introduced me to Benon and Vampos, that's when we became brothers. Nenga engeri generally omwana mutonga bambi bo bali ku peak ya manyi nnyo.
And now I had a bit of money at the time. So I sat him down and we had a conversation. I told him, you know what, this sound that you're playing with, can we build a business around this? There's a new breed of artists coming out, trying to break the big three conversation.
And wangamba nti yakoze studio nangamba oyitayokko era bwe nayitayo bwe luyimba lwemuwulira olwonkumira omukwano.
Twatandika okukola ne Benon nze nalinanga computer awo ku sound room nga Benon ajja n'ayigayigamu awo Fruity Loops. Abayimbi babiri mu Uganda abasooka okugezesa ku nze engoma zaabwe, Jose Chameleone ne Benon. AD owa Good Enough oba abasinga gwe mumanyi nga Ngoni n'ajja n'amutwala mu Good Enough, ne Steve Gini we amujja n'amutwala mu Feno.
When I was still a student, nga ntoloka n'engenda ku studio ya Chameleone, that's when I met Benon. Nazuuka ku makyanga Benon bazze ne Vampos nga bakomyewo, bye bajja nabyo sijja byogerako, bajja n'ebitombowa. Naye ng'era bambi Benon ye nga ali humble, he was very humble, era akyali humble.
A time when I was up and about in the music industry, mostly as a photographer. But for him and his colleague Vampos, at one time we used to hang out at then Juliana Kanyomo's boyfriend's shop on Wilson Street and have a funny conversation. He was more of the quiet one. The noisy ones were Viboyo and Vampos. We did not know that he would then end up into production.
The hits, I think from 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, it was all about Benon's touch. He's an incredible writer. If you listen to Benon's writing, it's so meticulous. Muve kuona gwe mulaba kati boss mu mugaggamu. The other Benon omunene mumujukira olabanga Fat Bumbu naye nga ali ku stage azina amazina, you know, yalinga ne Vampos nga they do those Jamaican strokes. If you look at, you know, videos like Momulete, they brought that urban swag, the youthful, the American swag. You get where you are is the perfect example when I really saw who Benon is. I remember we did that song. It was a bit with nina guitar je njagala. Michael Umaija nakoba guitar nga si guitar eyogeranga muntu. Chief nambuza kati wampise kuwulira guitar se Julia. Tiaka kantu kowulira akatini yako kekalete enjawulo muki. And I remember him taking that song to Steve G, to everyone. Listen, give me your feedback. Nga fe tuwuli olimba luli okay.
Okugamba genda okakyuse genda okajjeme kayinza okuba n'akantu nga mutemu kawulira nakawulira, but because ye mu bwongo bwe akawulira.
He's not the kind to finish a project because omaze okuyimba. He can't produce because you've paid, so he's just going to get through with it. It's very good with what he does, and he gets frustrated when people, or he's working with an artist who doesn't seem to get it.
Bwabanga agenda kukola naawe olina okukola ekyo kyennyini kyayagala. Era ebiseera ebisinga omuyimbi waba agenda okuvoicinga naye abeera anxious, obeera n'okutya kubanga ye musajja asobola okuzaamu take paka okola take eyo gy'ayagala.
It's difficult to measure it. I don't know if there's anyone else who's contributed as much to the industry. I know people claim because they've been stars and all that, because I've had a big song, I've been #1 artist, but in terms of contribution, how many people have you affected in the industry? I don't think you can give me 3-4 other names when Benon is not there.
Benon transitioned from center stage to behind the scenes. In 2008, he co-founded Swangz Avenue, a record label and production house that started just as a studio but would later redefine the music industry. Under his leadership, together with his business partner, Mr. Julius Kyazze, who joined him along the journey, Swangz Avenue became the cornerstone, the launching pad, and the dream that shaped the careers of some of Uganda's finest stars, like the late Sarah, Irene Ntale, Winnie Nwaje, Vinka, Azawi, Elijah Kitaka, Zafaran, and many more through guidance and producing timeless hits.
Benon has like I don't know, 8th or 10th sense of music. One thing that I really learned from him is paying attention to detail. I remember twakolanga ennyimba with Reggie and Weasel nga mumulaba kiwedde ekitegeera mumpeemuko obudde watuwaddemu nga aba akimanyi tugenda kukola ki. But whenever he brought a finished song, you could tell the difference. He's one of the architectures of the modern day urban sound.
His ear for sound, his vision for excellence, his unwavering dedication has turned Swangz Avenue into one of Uganda's premier music labels that has not only excelled locally but also on the global stage.
He's exceptional. Like, I still call him my master, and if you're talking about some of the greatest artists that Uganda has ever had, obviously Benon is in the top 10 there.
Ali so comical and
alowooza n'akuwa idea gy'obadde tomusuubira nti naagikoze era Benon nga director directinze obulango obusinga okuba obwakabi mu Uganda saawe.
Swangz Avenue has also worked on projects with some global icons like Kanye West. Benon's influence didn't stop at music production. He built an empire, one that extended into event management, audiovisual production, music distribution, movie production, entertainment consultancy, and mentorship.
It's not easy to find somebody that is an all-rounder, delivering across the different functions that bring music together.
Benon yali anywa sigala. Ne Benon yagamba akiri nkyalaga nze nkwoyo kunywa sigala n'akiri nkya n'amuviirako ddala.
He's very versatile. Like sikiwantu waliwo ekitasobola kukola when it comes to the creative field.
We are almost all rounders mu kino ekintu. So Benon goes the deeper 360 of the industry, which makes him a legend omuyimbi. As a producer, he was a good listener to tracks. He can always know to choose someone. So he's a creative person. That's when I call a mwana mix and I can be in a mix in the voicing.
Beyond his musical endeavors, Benon's commitment to cultural preservation is evident through his appointment to the Buganda Tourism Board, where he spearheads initiatives to promote and celebrate our heritage. Tonight, we honor a true pioneer, a visionary, the definition of a true legend who came, saw, and conquered.
Perfectionist bwatyo kinyambyeko nnyo okubeera nga ndi very very critical with my work. Buli kimu mbeera observant how bwengenda okikola so that work amufulumya ali almost 10 over 10. Asinze n'abayimbi abasinga be tumanyi ab'amaanyi. Bano basajja bali background temutera bawulira nnyo, but they are doing really a very very big job in our industry. Tikati nze mwandi nsanzeewa oba n'abayimbi abajja ebiseera ebyo production ye abajjayo n'abagulira akajji. So nze muwa ekitiibwa era I think he deserves it. Era singa buli mwaka mbadde musobola omuwa.
Perfected his craft and has not only done it for himself but also impacted other people in the music industry.
Benon brings calm to a very crazy mad world, a very creative mad world where everyone thinks that they have either to be out of order, out of line to succeed. Now Benon has a different philosophy or theory. Ye Benon akiriza era nga fena ku Swangz. I mean, we all borrow from that. You can still win and still do well.
I know that I will make it if I take it day by day.
Benon Mugumbya, your legacy is written in the beats, the voices, and the souls of Uganda's music industry. You have redefined greatness, and tonight, congratulations on getting recognized as the Zzina Awards 2025 Legend of the Year.
Salute. Got nothing but love. You deserve this. You've worked for it.
Congratulations.
We're thanking you for your business.
I think mwalwao n'ekirungi nti committee emaze nebuuka. So I'm glad for him and I want to congratulate Benon and I know everyone thinks he's done well, but he's not even yet started.
Never lose hope. Yadde watching number. Don't lose hope. Big up, Benon. I love you. To the bone and back.
Nkwagala nnyo musajja wa Kabaka era weebale nnyo by'okolera industry yaffe, weebale nnyo kutuweereza. You deserve it.
Most people wait till somebody passes on and then they are recognized. But we know that so many people have come and gone, but he has stayed true to his act. And for that, we are more than pleased to see him win this year's Legend of the Year award. We thank God for the talent that he has.
Benon, thanks for everything you've done for me and for the entire industry, if I can speak for them. And yeah, I wish you all the best for the future. Thank you, Galaxy, for honoring Benon.
Let's go and celebrate.
So allow us present this to you on
Yeah.
screen. The award for Zzina Awards Legend. To
Thank you.
For the work well done.
Man, I felt so honored. And when I watched the video, it made me emotional. You know, all the people that you talk to. Man, thank you. Tulemena kugenda yeyo nyizo gatonyeza. You know, for some reason, over miaka, over you get to a certain point in life where you treasure moments, you treasure situations. Newezibanga ziri tough gwe ochirabanga okay. Eno tanulu waliwo ekijja maaso that God is preparing me for. So nowadays I'm too emotional. I don't know why. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much.
We appreciate you. First of all, thank you for your time. We appreciate your work. We want you to know that it's not going unnoticed. We're to take a tofali and we hope that the generation that is coming up, that is learning, you will know that abasajja bano bakola ebyafaayo baliwo babadde organizer ate nga bakyabikolera ddala.
Amina.
Thank you so much, Benon.
Thank you. Thanks for the talk, man.
Pleasure.
Aye.
Until next time. The name of the show is The Deep Talk. Leave your comments in the comment section. My name is Mr. Henry Travagane. Next week. Bye-bye.
Zzina. The Deep Talk with Mr. Henry.